Okay, I hope you guys can hear me well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Okay. We got a lot of things to talk about, but before I want to start this show off with healing energy going out to Cardi B. She's been hospitalized and she hasn't been feeling well. And people don't understand that, we have to take the time out for ourselves to just balance ourselves, our lives. And, a lot of her fans, I know you guys want to see her on stage and go out there and give her best performances, but you have to remember she's human and she's just had a newborn baby. So let your body relax and settle yourself, especially with the back and forth you're going through with your husband. Put your mind at ease and get that off your head and relieve some of the stress and get yourself back in a peaceful place so you can conduct yourself a little better. And if you have to take a break, however long it has to be, your peace, your health is worth more than you just being on the stage because you did a lot. You did a lot. Take care of yourself, y'all. So today we got a lot to talk about though. There's a lot of things been going on and a lot of things that I see and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can see that happening. But I want to start it off today. I just want to start it off with Diddy today because there's more things coming out, and just to the people in the past that have been saying things like, they didn't believe what was going on, and some of these people are telling lies and this and that. I hope you guys understand right now how deep this case is getting, and we're up to the point where, yeah, there's a possibility that his son might be also arrested or, probably doing time behind this. I recently seen a new interview with Adam 22, and I believe her name is Tania, if I'm pronouncing it right. And she started to explain how she gave TMZ footage that nobody had, and she did have footage of, her going to these parties. And she was explaining in there too, so a couple things she said that I just wanted to talk to you guys about. One thing she said that it was alarming, but not alarming, was talking about, she spoke on Chris Brown, and she spoke about incidents where, Chris Brown would have a whole bunch of chicks at his home, and at the same time, while he's having those chicks, he might do a little bump, meaning a little of that cane. You know what I'm talking about, that, you know. And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, really? So what I got out of that is, so Chris Brown does that stuff as well, you're allegedly saying? You see, these are the things that us as fans and us as viewers on the other side, just looking from the outside looking in, we don't know about. So you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, how these people conduct their lives. And these are the type of things I'm telling you about. If you think about it, if you're on that stuff, you think you're going to be in the right frame of mind to make the right decisions? I mean, come on now. So what we do know is, and she also said, she explained another thing with Diddy with the, young, not midgets, but little ones, y'all know what I mean, being at the party. And she had the video. So I'm hoping that the people that thought that, Diddy was just some innocent guy or his family didn't know what was going on, I'm hoping you have a clear thoughts in your mind now, and this gives you a better understanding. Because everybody else, we're not blurry about this. And in my head, as she more described, and Chris Brown, shame on that guy if he's still doing drugs and heavy drugs and stuff like that. I mean, you mean to tell me that you are doing this in the public and people know, there's females that could probably come forward and say they saw you doing this type of stuff, and you expect that it not to get out in these times of social media? Don't y'all see what's going on? Y'all, and I can't believe, and now I'll get back onto that, but I can't believe y'all fell for that, how Kanye's doing an album somewhere out in China or wherever he had to go. Kanye West is running. Forget about the album. Kanye hasn't had a good album from his past few albums. It hasn't been himself. The energy hasn't been matching the music. And this is what we know as viewers and fans. So when you hear Kanye now, he start running, he is doing the Russell Simmons one ticket and quit. Come on now. It's obvious. I heard stories. There's alleged stories out there that Kanye West was doing kind of the same things and treating females the same way and attending certain parties and doing things the same way as Diddy. So what makes you think that he can't be pulled up on these charges? It's not a thing that they're going after celebrities. It's the thing that the people, the celebrities, the people that are being in these parties, they're running their mouths. And now that there's a price tag on these types of stories, you think these people are not going to come forward and tell? That the female at Adam 22, if you think I'm lying, she's in an interview saying how Chris Brown is used to doing bumping this and all that. All that stuff ruins your career. It's like no matter how much money or how high you think you're going, you'll always be at that point where it's no point of return. Now we don't know how some celebrities find themselves at these points. It could be because of bad finance. It could be just of some mental problems or just, relationship problems. But using these types of heavy drugs, you definitely don't have a legacy to fulfill. You actually have a space in prison, or you have a coffin with a suit to fit. You don't understand how deep it is in this industry. That's why I keep telling people. And the more she started explaining about the Diddy party and how, and TMZ, could we at least see the video too? Because she said she gave you guys, it's either she gave you guys or she gave the the feds, the video that nobody ever seen. So most likely that video is containing a whole bunch of celebrities in it. And she also said something that made me kind of think that Diddy was probably in a relationship with that dude, that Prince, because he said that they were getting off together as they watched other people. She said they were getting off together as they watched other people doing what they was doing. So this is not just a party. This is almost a lifestyle that people entered in and they couldn't get themselves out of it. Because once you get in here with all the drugs, this and that, your mind frame, your mindset after taking in all that stuff, you are put in a place where you're trapped. You're trapped. How could you think a person Chris Brown, I'm very upset at just even hearing that he went around this type of stuff or even was going down that direction after he went through what he went through. Are you serious? Are you crazy or something? Number one, shouts out to Rihanna. That's my cousin. I love Rihanna, and from that, it made people look at him like you're not going to be looked at as the same. And then there was some people out there that gave you a second chance. And you mean to tell me behind the scenes, that's what you was doing? It doesn't matter, and it's not a thing about knocking people. You could have a whole bunch of women, the females in there, as long as they're all in there and they're not doing anything that they're not forced to do anything. That's your business. But just think about the lifestyle you in. That you're on a path to crash. People, you gotta wisen up, man. Don't think these people's lives and all this fast living and all of this is the way to go, because it's at to the point where the feds are going to be looking at artists, because if artists are making so much money and taking their money and putting hits out on people, look at Lil Durk. Look at Lil Durk. Now, you would think, I'm not even talking about now, you would think, let's date this all the way back to the Drake track. Let's date it back to the Drake track. When I said to myself, you know what, this might be Durk's biggest track of his whole entire career. But the energy in this track, it doesn't really match him. It kind of matches just Drake. Because at that time, Drake had, it's like good energy, and Durk was more into the drill. And I said, you know what? This can be like a bridge that almost helps the drill rappers and show them that there's other routes you can take. Maybe he is changing his life, and little here and there we seen Lil Durk, doing things and for the community instead of just going the back and forth. So I commended him on it. It's on my lives. But you mean to tell me behind the scenes, you're taking the money that people support you with and using it to hurt people in your community that look like you? Well, of course the feds are they're gonna take you away for the rest of your life. That's murder for hire. See, the more money you get, what you do with it, it comes with a bigger responsibility. People don't get that though. They just want the money, the money, the money. But if you gave a kid $1 billion, don't you think the world would end in a few years? Of course. He wouldn't know what to do with it. It's the mindset that it takes to keep the money. A lot of people lose this, you guys. A lot of people don't understand that hip hop is being watched because a lot of these crimes are coming from hip hop energy, from the music. They just look at it like, oh, they after us. No, they're not after you. They're after what you said in your music. They're after what you said in your music that led to that little kid taking that gun to school to shoot the guy that he thought was an enemy, that he could have just put his fist up and resolved his problems, or speak to that kid and resolve his problems. But how he intakes it is what he hears from the music. And then they act like they don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, there is a lot of people in the industry that love and understand what I'm saying, because their kids are going through the karmas that they presented to other people. But they're not going to tell you that though. It takes a man or a female with a heart to let you know exactly what it's like. You got to watch these people. Don't let them fool you with this, oh, life is perfect. No, life is not perfect. And bullets aren't either. There's so many strays out there, so much violence going on that it's being stirred from these type of situations. So if this is true with Lil Durk, that he put money or had anything to do with, Quando Rondo and them people's getting shot, do you think he's gonna make it out of prison? No. You see, what happens is, the trick in this is, yes, if you're in Chicago and things like that, you're getting away with this and you're coming out of prison. But when you move and you take that same energy and you come to New York, or you come to these Texas, or you go to these places where they're not gonna tolerate it, you have to abide by their laws. Look at Wiz Khalifa. Now, we all around the world, we know Wiz Khalifa smokes. But Wiz Khalifa went to the wrong place and then followed their rules, and look now. That's my guy. I don't think he's like a criminal, but it's just that you did break the law because that's their law. And people don't understand this. It all comes with discipline. The more money you make, there's less chances of you trying to harm or do anything to anybody, no matter how tough you think you're going to be. It doesn't matter how tough you think you're going to be. A lot of people, that tough roll, it's over. One phone call to the police, one phone call to the FBI, and that person's lifestyle has switched, went from rich to broke in the midst of seconds, because somebody has their hand in your bank now, stopping you from doing what you're doing, and the allegations start surrounding you, and now it's too heavy for you to hold. Now you find yourself in a hole because these people are making dumb mistakes. And it's something that I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. The lifestyle that you try to keep up with, and this thinking that you somebody that you're not, is the same lifestyle that took you away from the people that you wasn't even supposed to be around in the first place. You know how many times I see people on here think that they're getting taught by ignorant people. They're getting taught by people with hurt. So they're giving them their hurt opinions, their hurt intelligence. And that ends up in their karma, they're spreading their karma on people. You can't take the light. If you didn't solve your problems and you ain't solve your issues, what makes you think you can help somebody solve theirs? Wake up, y'all. It's Friday. It make no sense going into the next week how we was thinking last week. We see what happened last week. We got a bunch of people arrested and a whole bunch of people lying. Wake up. There's no distractions. There's no such thing as distractions. It's people putting themselves in the places of these people. It has to be a conspiracy. The truth behind it is, what's putting these people away for the rest of their life. Because I told you, you can't get away with this stuff in these times. People are using these 90s crimes in these times. And AI has been past all of that. Your data has been swapped already. Any business, if your name is attached to any business, attached to any social media, attached to any cell phone, attached to any cars with any electronics in it, you can't get away with it. It's common sense. Why would you think somebody's lying to you? You got to find yourself in a place where you can try to make something positive out of yourself. Or in these next years to come, you are going to be doing the same time as Diddy. Hip hop is being watched. Wake up. People are making too much money and doing the wrong things with it. See, at first, they don't mind you making a few $1,000,000 and giving it back to them in time. But now you're taking the money and you're messing up the communities because you're putting people out there giving them the wrong sense of music. It's like the karma art. I told you guys. You're giving them negative music. You're giving them the right ammo for you to find yourself in the same coffin that they're leading to. You're not tough. You're not tough. There's no such, I told you guys, forget about the toughness. There's no such thing as toughness in these times when somebody crazy with their mind out could just walk up behind you and shoot you. You could be the toughest guy in the world. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all about being more aware, more sharp out there, and the street smarts. You gotta upgrade your book. You gotta upgrade your palette. Don't think the street smarts these guys been telling you about from the 80s and 90s is gonna work in these times. No way. There was no cameras and all that type of stuff that face identify and all that stuff. There's nobody that kept all of this data on them as every day where they walk, and you can walk past somebody and grab their data and say this. There was none of that. They can't beat the heat. They're gonna end up right in the same places. I'm telling you, there's more people in the industry to end up in the same places as Diddy, R. Kelly, all of these guys. Don't go down the same path these guys went down. Stay independent. Understand what ownership means in a time like this. Short-term ownership will get you to. It's like flips until you get to your long term. If you're putting, don't put your all into things unless you're getting your all back. Always match energy in these times. It's not about burning yourself out for people that don't care about you and these big companies that don't care about you. Why are you burning your mind out? Get yourself sharp up here. And the sharper you get up here, you won't want to stay there. So if you're feeling down this Friday, know that next Friday, you got a whole week before you get to next Friday to come up with something so that next Friday come around, you're going to have a better smile. Because look at these dumbos. You think they're keeping the money? You thought that guy was going to be around spending millions and millions and millions and legacy was going. Not one of them have left a legacy back yet because of the mistakes they have made with the money and the people they had turned their backs on. So let's really keep it real with ourselves. Entertainment became so forefront on social media that it even has the election added to it. They had to add entertainment to it because they feel like everybody's minds is stuck on that. So it leaves nobody. So you have to, playing in that playing field, you have to adapt to it. So when you see them trying to speak in your language and trying to adapt to you, they're trying to communicate with you. That's all they're trying to do. It might not come across the way you like it, but they're trying to tell you, no, I hear what y'all saying. We're watching you too. We understand. Y'all the people. That's what they're saying. Don't take it in a disrespectful way because we have to get somebody out the batch that's going to be able to stand in front of us and hold us down for America. So it's not a joke. It's very serious in these times. Meanwhile, the feds are scooping up everybody because people with the big money doing wrong things with their money is going to be detrimental to America anyway. I'm telling you. Don't you know when the big stars back in the day like Michael Jackson and Cosby and them, they used to take their money and put it in health and things like that. It's because those are the places where it was best needed. Now with the young folks, they take the money and they throw it back into people doing sliding and buying weapons and now the whole crew look like an army in their areas. I see things. You think they don't see y'all too? They see y'all. They see what y'all doing. They know that in your areas, guns you can get at 18 and y'all are taking the YouTube money and all this type of stuff and buying all. So you look like an army now. Take a mirror and see how you look on the screen and you'll realize why they after you. You got to pay attention to what's going on. A lot of these people, they just want to take from you. And you out there taking on the same type of energy. God put you in a space where you can use your talent and try to uplift people or try to get yourself out of the position you in. And you're going to take it and go against the enemies down the block. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. The enemies down the block going to do the same YouTube video back to you. And both of y'all is going to end up in the RICO. Don't you know RICO is every dummy's cousin? People don't want to fall for that stuff. And these kids, they don't know better. They don't know where they take you away for years. A lot of people, they said, you know, the food in prison, what's in that stuff? You don't know. Picture somebody telling you what to eat, when to shower, when to sleep. You won't even like that because you can't even sit a couple hours in class, right? You say you're a man, you want to go out there and get it, and you can't even, you can't even follow the rules there. What makes you think in prison you're gonna have to follow the rules there? This is grown man business. This ain't a place for nobody else. Life is not when you put yourself in these positions where you wanna play the tough role, well then you have to do what tough guys do and what tough guys go through. And a lot of these people over there was not really that tough. It's no disrespect if that's the trophy that you was looking for, but I'm just saying that trophy's not here right now. The toughness the type is smarts that makes you tough, sharp in the mind, knowing to make decisions better. Not just going, the only option you have is to fight or shoot something down. No. You know how many times I've seen enemies become best friends? Those are two people that said, you know what, we're going to handle our differences different. So you have to take on these mindsets. This is how it goes. All of these OGs tell you, oh no, you're going to do better than, no, you already better. You're already better. You don't want to take that. Selling drugs, doing all that nonsense is going to leave you in the hole. What is legal today could be illegal tomorrow, and now your whole business is down. Don't be like them, man. Don't go out there like that. You could do better than that. How to avoid prison is simple. I'm going to tell you. If you really think about it, right? What are people going to prison for right now? They're going to prison for weapon possession. They're going to prison for like beefing with their ops, or they're going to prison for like a fraud, meaning that like, you know, they stole some money or maybe. So if you really think about it, those three options, wipe them out. Wipe them out. Think about the things in your life that really means more to you. If you're beefing with somebody, right? The more that person you're beefing with tells his friend, and he tells his friend that you're beefing with him, those are all trails of people that know the story. So if say one day you do what you're doing, you sneak up on him and you hit him, there's 3-4 other people that know that he had beef with you. They might not say nothing to the authorities, but his trail is still out there. And now with social media, that's forever. So if that person say you was beefing on him on social media and you wrote down something, you want to go get him now, he see that he could, that's on forever. This is not, even though you might erase it on your thing, it could be pulled back up. So that's how you put yourself in a position. Now the world know you beefing with them. Let's say Lil Durk's, they know they have friction between it, and there's been, you know, casualties in between this beefing. So you stay far away from them, and you keep doing what you got to do and keep uplifting your people. Go the path you got to go. If they say they have a beef or problem, trust me, God will handle that. Those guys, the more they want to inflict something on you, something will happen to them and their families. They're bringing karma on, because the more they breed that greed, it's going to go to them. That's how you don't stay away from that. Know your purpose. Know who you are as a person, who God put you on the earth to be, and you got to be scared of these guys. Remember, it's entertainment. A lot of these guys just talk it a lot. The guys that's putting in the work ain't supposed to be in the entertainment business anyway, so you got to count them out. A lot of these guys come in here, trust me, y'all, they on strike 3. They can't even throw a fist. If they put up their middle finger, they probably get locked up for 20. I'm telling you. Don't let them fool you. They want you to be the first people to do their stuff for them, because you guys ain't got no felonies or no nothing like that. That's how you stay away from that. You don't have to be like them. That's a short-term life. It's been proven all the time. These are people that they come from bad areas and struggles, and they don't know how to get the struggle out of them. So the only thing that they know how to do is use that struggle to hurt somebody else. You can't hurt people like us. We gods. That energy bounce off of them, they run, or they end up in places they can't imagine, like Diddy. That's the difference. You couldn't do that to a person that has his strong faith, and because I would never ever do that to you. Don't hurt people like that. You don't have to drug people like that. And then you'll know the difference between a man and a king. Anybody can be a man. It's either a man or woman. But to become a king and have a king mindset, you can't be out there trying to take something from somebody. You earn it. That's how you become it. You earn it. And when you earn it, you won't end up in positions like that. Because there's many people that came from Chicago, from all of those bad places, and they made something of themselves. And then there's people out there that did the drill, and they ain't end up nowhere. So for all the mothers crying, making the days rain, it doesn't matter. It's your sons and your daughters that they didn't have this. It don't matter what age they get to, they got to get to this. The parents could cry again. But if they don't have this, then they ain't going to have no understanding why it happened to their kid. If you love them, take them out of that environment that's going to capture their mind, no matter what you got to do. Don't tell me you can't move. What do you mean you can't move? Move. If it's either you move or it's your life or your kid's life, you move. So that's what it is. Get the stepping. What do you mean what happens to the ops? A lot of these ops is going to find themselves in up there, y'all. You know where they're going to end up. It's sad, but that's how it works out. Trust me, you know how many times I've seen videos on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that's the guy he's out. There's always the guy you look at him in the crew, he know better. His parents taught him better. And he's sitting in the crew while they're acting crazy and he know better. He know he shouldn't be there. That's the guy that's going to go first. That's the guy everybody in the crew is going to be fighting for the rest of their life. I'm telling you from experience. I've seen it go down. I've seen people walk up on people and take their life away in the midst of a couple seconds. I'm telling you, I ain't lying to you. Those guys are lying to you and they put in their raps because they juice it up like they did it. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes. I've seen people jump from the roof in Manhattan and hit the floor with me and my mom's walking in the street. I had to hold her and walk her down the block because the person's head is all over the floor. I've seen it. I'm from New York, man. Got more stories that's realer than these guys telling you. They telling you nonsense. They tell you at the end they're the superhero, but there ain't no superheroes in this story. It ain't no superheroes in this story. It's free this and rest in peace emojis in this story because they don't listen. They think that the life that they're living is the cool way and oh, we living on the edge. No, the edge, after that, you fall off that edge, it's hell under there. It's not like you falling into heaven. You uplift yourself to heaven. That's why we're here. And that's why hip hop look like that. And that's why the music sound like that. And that's why the energy hurting y'all and y'all feel hurt. Nobody wants to admit it. And everybody knows, see, as the charts will rise, you see all the real stars, but they're loving their hearts. They're trying to turn to something else because they don't want to put down that low vibrational music. You think some people ain't waking up? Everybody ain't a fool. Everybody know that they don't want that type of music at their funeral. They don't want them type of people at their funeral that got to come to their funeral with guns and all this type of nonsense on them. Watch and look and see if somebody come by to shoot up the funeral. No, they want people that's going to be there smiling, telling the best stories and the best moments. Forget about all these people you got watching and watch your back. What type of life is that? What type of life is that? What's the sense of getting yourself a record deal with the talent God gave you, making all of this money, and gonna wait to get to the end of the road, and they take it all away from you to put you in prison? What sense does that make? What sense does it make? So you can just get a taste of it? A taste is not nutritious enough for you to feed your family, feed your legacy. So what do you want to taste for? Don't you know that when you go all the way up to the top, it's much harder when you have to come down than you have to yet never made it up there at all? You know what type of stress that is on your head? You know, there's a person, you know, if you're always striving for something, at least you have something to live for. But when you go up there and don't make use of it, then you have no other way to go but downstairs, down. Don't be one of those people, y'all. That's all I'm saying. There's more people in the world out that's doing good for people than there's people out there doing harm. They just highlighting the harm. Trust me. They're just highlighting the harm, yo. They want everybody to have that type of war mentality mind frame. Hell no. Hell no. I've seen bums live longer than hustlers. Don't tell me I'm lying. Don't tell me I'm lying. You just have a different perspective. You just don't see the karma, so you feel like they're going to do it forever. I see the karma. I have the lens to see the karma. I see it coming. Oh, he did that. Oh, man, it's going to be bad for him. It's going to be bad for him when they catch up to him. That's how it goes. That's just the cycle of life and how it works. And every day I see people make these crazy mistakes and they're looking up to the wrong people with the wrong information, and they're taking this information in from hurt people, and they pulling and taking all their karma in, taking it all in. Don't let somebody else's karma hurt you. You have your own life to build, your own life to understand, and you are your own study. Study yourself is the best study of all. Study yourself, study the Bible, and study life as we know it right now. You don't have to go too far back in history, but you have to know what's coming. You have to know what's coming. Because there's a lot of things we're going to be going through. When you see the females out there fighting, if you're a king, stand behind them. It ain't nothing wrong with putting your female first. It ain't nothing wrong with putting the queen first. She gonna hold you down. What you so scared of? You've been in the forefront for the longest. Why when she step in front, you got a problem with it? Fellas, we got to do better. We have to give them, you have to put some trust in the females to know that when they get in the position, that they're not just going to use it and turn it on us. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do it, man. You got to give people a chance to be all they can be. In these times, people are being accepted for the low tier talent. Talent has been wiped out of hip hop and it's been wiped out of entertainment because people are using AI and all this other stuff to make things faster and easier. And that's why we are losing what we always once loved. What's so hard to see about it? Tell me. What's the problem? What's the problem? You love the beat, but you don't like the lyrics. You know that. You know that. But you don't want to say nothing to nobody because your friends are bopping to it, right? Well, if you don't like the song, say you don't like the song. Forget what they talking about. Maybe that artist will hear you and say, I didn't like the song either. Come on now. Don't always promote the bad energy. Take the good energy. I want to see this time around when Kendrick Lamar drops his new album, I want you guys to really take the best song off of that album, promote that song. Not the song that's going to be talking about everybody else and how he did this and how they did this and that. Promote the song that's going to be uplifting people. I want to see people do that because that's what I'm going to do. Shouts out to my boy Rock Monster. Dope video I seen. I loved it. Brownsville salute. Got family out in the Ville. There's still hip hop. Hip hop still lives in Brooklyn. Shouts out to all my guys in Brooklyn. Love y'all. I love y'all too. You know that. You know the energy is here. Y'all already know what it is. Even if they bring in bad energy, I always leave them with good energy so you could take that away. Because people have it hard. Times are hard. Times are hard. Don't put all your hurting into, don't share your love with people if there ain't nobody to share your love with. Hold it for yourself and learn how to use it and put it in places that can benefit yourself. Learn to take the things that you love and the things that you cherish and keep it. And keep loving on those things to uplift you. And so when people come with this nonsense and all these things that they say that you're supposed to have, you won't even care about that stuff. I see some of these people with sneakers piled up all over the room. They can't even breathe. Foolish. Too much stuff. It clutters this. It clutters everything. Get your mind right. Put your money in the right places. Stop putting all your energy into people that don't care about you. Because in the end, all you got is you. I see it all the time. I see some females crying, boo-hooing because their guy, they cheating on him. He cheating on her. Every new chick with a new face, he's chasing, he's running. Every girl with a new behind, he's looking at. Well, you got the wrong guy. Would you want that guy? You want to wait for that guy to get himself right in 20 more years and to treat you the way you want to be treated? You kidding me? Fellas, you got a girl, she done came up with you. She done saw you on the basketball team, making it all the way through the way. And you gonna take all the money, and when you get to the NBA or you get in on that college team, you gonna turn your back on the chick that stood with you the whole time for Becky? Because her eyes is wide and she's always there. Her family done got regular seats there. Everybody at the game, she's always there. She's gonna always be there. And you gonna leave her back there? That's not the way you do it. You gotta always stay down for the people that stay down for you. Fake friends, you could get them out the way. They ain't gonna last anyway. They can't stay around the energy. They can't stand around the light. They gotta go. Because the more they understand who you are, they're going to start realizing, damn, I got to get myself together. And that's a good thing. But it's just so much of this mirroring everybody. You don't got to be that way. All you got to do is start realizing the stuff that means a lot to you and yours, and people start looking over like, wow, you know, you are your own candle. These people out here, they have like so many different other people's lives into their life, and they can't put things together. It's too cluttered. Their life is cluttered. Oh, I have to own this business, own this, own that, own that. Meanwhile, none of those have any legacies attached to it. None of them have any heart attached to it. And they think that just pulling in money, that is going to be a ton of headaches. $1 million headache is the worst thing ever. People expect more from you. Trust me, you have to build your trust, build your responsibility in whatever you do, and people will see that in you. Nobody nowadays is just trusting people. Trust me, a lot of this new stuff that we're seeing, it goes over a lot of people's head, and some of the truth goes over people's head too. So we got to keep that in mind as we go along in these times. Whatever's happening to Diddy, whatever's happening to these people that did things to people, you have to understand it's supposed to happen this way. That's life. Don't boo-hoo over the things that you did. You man up and you stand in whatever you did, and you gotta stand accountable for it. It is what it is. This is how it goes down. Stop worrying about what other people or how other people are gonna look at you because of the decisions you made. Once you have this up here, you don't care what other people think. I don't have to check my decisions with anybody else. My decisions are my decisions because I made them. Real quick, there's a Netflix documentary I wanted to bring to you guys too, exploring the legacy of Jerry Springer, and that was just on another note. The Jerry Springer show, it even though it highlighted our not greatest part of the culture, it's a part of the culture that Jerry Springer that I wanted to see that it does have some kind of similarity to social media, to what he was capturing, to how social media is being, perceived at this time. And I just wanted to see if there was any, and give you a take on it. So I really want to check that out, and I'll do like a little I'll do like a reaction for you guys with that one. And another thing, Beyonce, she's appearing alongside with Kamala Harris at the Texas rally. I told you guys I love Beyonce, and I feel like certain celebrities that stand for certain things, and if they feel like this is, I see like politics and entertainment are going hand in hand, like I told you guys before. So I guess this is a thing where it's kind of like okay, it's kind of like the Super Bowl, like how they say, if it was in Wayne City, then Wayne would be there to perform. So they're doing that kind of with the elections. And hey, if that is gonna be a thing and she wants that to fight for her and her campaign, well, yes, but I don't want to mix the two. Like, I'm not gonna overly look at Beyonce politically, and I'm not gonna overly look at Kamala like entertainment wise. I separate the two, and I understand what's the reason why she's there. And yeah, this election is gonna be one of the ones where people's ears and eyes are gonna be open, man. Between the elections and Diddy, I think that has a lot of people that can't separate their time locked in. But sometimes you got to tune out to some of this stuff, because of the simple fact is that you have a life to live. And even before and after this, you still have a life to live. Don't let it hurt you. Don't let it, And back to that Kanye, like I told you guys, they're talking about, waiting for Kanye West album. Could you guys please cut it out like y'all was waiting for Kanye West album? That man got problems. That man has mental issues. And they are after Kanye West. He's lucky thing, because if his name keeps getting pulled up in this Diddy situation, on these type of situations, or they have him on tape, he's going to find himself in bigger trouble, and he's not going to be able to run for too long. All of that's going to be out. Trust me, there's a few celebrities right now that know they ain't trouble. They know they ain't trouble. When they get that knock on their door, that they already know what it is. I don't want to hear how, he didn't do this. Look, listen, once people got you on videotape, I'm pretty sure if that tape with, Cassie didn't come out, there'd be a lot of people up to this day, just like, oh, you know what? But look, listen, it shouldn't take you that long for you to figure information out for yourself. You waiting for a group opinion. I never wait for no group opinion. That's ridiculous. I don't even know what the group's opinion. No, 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 no. Try to figure things out for yourself and stop letting these people orchestrate or make you think some certain way. No, if I said it, I meant it. I love y'all too. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you could fall in love with, you know, and people think it's like, okay, like how you hear some people are high school sweethearts or college, they were college lovers together. Really what it is that they're, think of it like this. It doesn't really, you don't have to go, it doesn't have to be in high school or college. It could just be in a setting where some kind of discipline is is needed. So now you know that everybody in here has some kind of discipline or some kind of striving to do something. And out of those people, you find your lover. And of course, that's going to come with more understanding, more time with it. And it doesn't always work out. But let's just say that it's a better chances of you finding something that be a little more long term. That's all it is. It's not really that, oh, you have to sign up to college or you have to finish high school to be in love with somebody for the rest of your life. It just says that the person that didn't go through with it might not be the best to go through with a full relationship. Because all of these things still surround the same measures. Discipline, commitment, loyalty, all of these things surround that. So no matter what structure you're in or what system you're in, there's rules in place for these things to work. It's not really too hard to go about that. When it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, it's a give and take. You're not always going to be right, and even sometimes when you're right, you're wrong, and sometimes when you're wrong, you're right. That's just how relationships are. That's just how two people are. And people, they find themselves, the minute something don't go their way, something goes wrong, everybody's out of the relationship. Well, you wasn't supposed to be together in the first place then. Relationship ain't just about sex. What happens after the sex? What happens on those families? We got the holidays coming up, and all we want to do is be around the people that we love, even if it's just your pet. I don't care what it is. Even if it's just you. You want to be in a place of peace, trust me. Because peace it's more valuable in these times than going out there and trying to just burn yourself out, and you reach a point where you realize you don't even want to stay there. You know how many people that they dreamed of, trying to be like Diddy or on Bad Boy or being in the entertainment space, but now they see what's been going on. They're like, oh my God, I didn't believe this. Thank God. That was God telling, no, that's not for you. That's not for you. And sometimes it's not for some of those people in there either. But they are some people, if you have a good heart, you don't find yourself in all of these situations. But it's people with that desperate mind frame that I got to get it. I came from nothing, so I got to just do whatever I got to do. And you don't realize when you say you got to do whatever you got to do, there's things that come with that. Words mean things. So when you put that out, the universe is going to come back with something that you might not possibly be a good fit for you. So be truthful with what you want. Be more direct with what you want, and have understanding that what you put out there, the universe is going to bring back to you. The ones that don't have belief, they don't have a strong sense of mind. They don't have no backing. It's not to say they can't get like that, but it's just to say they don't understand that put in these positions because they have this survival mindset, survival build to them that blocks them from. Remember when I told you energy, and I told you on my last episode too, I was telling you guys about the 5 senses and how your senses enhance by your stories of things you go, the things you go through. Trauma enhances certain things. Like if you're blind, you're most likely to be able to identify things from your hands, touching, your smell, everything enhances. And it's the same way. It's the same thing. So you have to train yourself, whether it's love or whatever it is, you have to be open to it, but be ready for it. A lot of these times, to be honest with you, it wasn't a relationship. It was just sex. That's all it was. A good time. A relationship, it takes more, and it's more to it. And I'm seeing people, and it's nothing wrong with making mistakes. There's nothing wrong with falling in love again. There's nothing wrong with that. Always remember that. Don't ever run to the end of the hills and say you don't want love, because love is not something that you can expect. It just happens. Sometimes it just happens. Nobody said that, God is the one that put you in that family and put you in these positions for you to get yourself out of it. Because life is not just a game, but it's more than what we think it is. So with that, try to move in your best self and move with your best thoughts and do your best at these times. And don't give your energy away for free, because you're worth more than that. Giving all your energy to your job and them draining you and draining your mind to do what they want you to do, it leaves you with no space for you to do what you want to do for yourself or what your family has for you to do for them. You don't have enough time, enough energy to split it. So you have to have that balance, and you have to know how to separate yourself and have that cutoff switch where you say, no, I don't, no, this is what I'm doing no matter what. It's just like when you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, you have to put your life on Do Not Disturb. Like, do not disturb me right now. This is what I'm doing. Some of these people in entertainment, I guess they call it, what do they call it? Like cooking. No, cooking is cooking. I call it wisdom. Wisening up. Learning. That's all it is. It's not about, oh, he has more views. Oh, let's just race to this money, because you know what? You'll be surprised how in these times, you racing to the most money, boy, there's so many things you can get yourself addicted to take your life away when you get that money, that you'll say, nah, that ain't me. I'm not going to get no Rolex, no chains and all of this and all of that. And then you run and throw that stuff on, and somebody put that gun to your head. And you're like, damn, yo, he was right. It's because what people look up to, the things that they cherish and the things that they think are valuable, they have their mindset on the wrong things. They have their mindset on the good picture, not really the good life inside. They have the outside covered. Trust me, they can fool you with deception. They can make you think that they're having a good day. They can make you think that motivational quote that they're saying, they follow it. They can make you think that car that they're driving, they can get 10 more of those as the 10 years to come. They can make you think that because they're used to entertaining you. But they can't make you believe it. They can't make you believe it. You know better. You know better. You should not take that. You should take that in. Look, sometimes when I watch people, I try to figure out, like, who hurt you? Did this hurt come from your family? Did it come from the industry? Because why are you so aggressive to the people that support you? These are things I just tried to figure out when I had myself in these spaces, like, what's going on in this hip hop thing? And when I started figuring out what was going on, I'm like, hold on, there's a disconnect between the fans and the artists. The disconnect is the artists are trying to find themselves out of these deals, so they are putting people in a position where they'll do anything to get the money, and the anything that they're doing to get the money, in the end, that's what's going to be used against them to take their career out. It was all a setup. I seen it. I said, wait, hold on. This game is rigged. The only people that make it out of this are people that invest their money into something outside of this. The greatest rapper of all time, Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers of all time. There's nothing you can tell me about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has made more money outside of music than in there. And you pay attention. It's because there is a cutoff switch when you make it to a certain point, the type of level of problems that you're going to encounter. See, they want you to go against each other. They want to see the girls going at each other and fighting like they're in a mosh pit. But when they see the girls coming together, they get scared. You know how I know? Because they're scared for a lady to be the president. I said it. You can mark it down. I speak from my heart. I said it. They scared when they see the females come together, and that's the reason why they make any excuse, because they scared to see Kamala Harris as the president, because they feel like the lady's going to turn their back on us. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, sometimes you got females that's misguided and they turn their backs on their kings and they look at them like they ain't nobody. But there's a lot of women out there that's very nurturing, and that's just the making a female. It's something that they can't get out of themselves. They don't even know why they love you so much. They don't even know why they can nurture you so much, because it's God given. So no matter what, even put in that position, they're gonna always try to be that nurturer, and we need that in America. So for all other people that just ready to listen to the lies, even though everybody lies, in these times you gotta look at it like you gotta pick the person that's lying the less, or the least, or the more, or the less that's gonna hurt the people. Because sometimes people don't even know. A lot of people, if you had a bottle of poison and you put it in the middle of the world and say, whoever drink this, it's poison, you die. You know how many people are lined up to drink that drink? So you got to be mindful of what people's intentions are. Do they see better for the future, or do they want to just take? A greedy mindset is going to leave us all in flames. Somebody open to change, open to new things, and open to coming together and putting things and structuring things to make a better living would be the best fit for America. The more we keep using war, the more we keep using that as our tactics to get ahead and be number one, is the more that's going to turn around and be our karma. And then we'll start suffering from the things that we once made people suffer from. Learn life. You can't war forever. You can't do it. It's not a sport. It's spirits that's involved. Spirits that never leave. When you hurt somebody, take somebody from their family wrongly, make up excuses and lie on people and put people in out of different lights, and put bad energy on people and bad talk people. Those are the type of things that end up taking your life away. You don't have to have these trailer people that behind you that hate you. You can come up and bring people around you that love you and keep that circle growing and growing. And that's the real legacy. When you hear about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you don't hear them saying, oh, their legacy had millions of dollars. They left millions of dollars here and there. No, it's not this what they said and what they stood for that made their legacy. Hip hop and entertainment make you think, oh, no, you have to have $1 billion for legacy. Financial this, financial that. Buy this book. No. Your legacy is what you left in other people, how you made them feel. How'd you leave that conversation last night you was talking to your homegirl? Did you solve her problem and her man was beating on her? Did you tell her that don't go back to him, and if she needed a place to stay, she could stay by you? Did you do that? Well, God is going to bless you then. Be open to people, have a loving heart, and if they going through something and you can help them out with something, help them out. No matter what their skin color is, their background, who they voting for, none of that means anything when the problem is presented right in front of your face. You do what you got to do and do the best of it. A lot of guys, they ain't growing up with fathers. So, learn to be a man then. There's a blueprint to it. Don't let nobody fool you. You look up to the people then. If you're going to look up to somebody, look up to the right person. And maybe look for the things that people don't see. Huh? Just because you don't have a father or a mother even in your life doesn't mean that has to be a cinder block to hold you down for the rest of your life. No. You can be the person that you never had. You fall in love with somebody that had that, and now you become that person. You always stand there for your kids. You don't cycle that on and keep going on like what they did. That's not a good life, is it? No. So we sit and we stay the way we stay, and we happy the way we happy. But don't try to walk over or try to step on our happiness, because the way we got to our happiness didn't come the way y'all did. Y'all came with a price tag. Ours came with a Bible. So while these people out here preaching to you all this nonsense because they have hurt in their heart and sending you this wrong information and telling you to go do this to so-and-so if they do that to you, those are the same people that's having that hurt, that's sending you off on a mission. Don't you know that that's karma for you and your family? You don't do that. You don't just leave the ones you love and just kiki and run off your own way and do what you got to do. That's a lazy man's job. So you get boozed up and try to forget it and numb up. That's a lazy man's job. You ain't no king. You a coward. Get off the booze and start thinking straight and start realizing there's people out there that love you, that you're out there hurting. And they taking that hurt and they pushing it on, and it's going through your kids. It's going through everybody. And you sit there like a damn fool because you know your kids is part of a gang doing the same nonsense that you see on the news. How could you stand for that? How could you stand for that? This weekend, I got a new video coming about bad parents. I want you all guys to tune in and to see how these parents got to this point, or to see how these kids got these type of parents and the dynamics between both of them and how it can be changed. Yeah, I got that video coming for y'all this weekend, man, because I love y'all. I don't want y'all to sit around there just because maybe you might have came from struggle and your parents might not have treated you right, then you got to go out there and treat your kids like that. I'm going to show you how I've been treated right. So I'm gonna give y'all that energy. I'm gonna show you how it's done and how you don't have to look at other people for the things that they have and make it like it means something. Ciroc don't mean nothing now, does it? Bad Boy Records don't mean nothing now, does it? You know why? Because he hurt and took something from somebody that he didn't deserve. These are greedy people. No, for real, you gotta speak from the high frequency. You got to, because in these times, that low tier frequency, you guys, is so tricky and it'll take you out of here, y'all. Let me tell you, man, when you got a high frequency, it's so many people. Look, always think of it like this. If you ever had a family member or somebody in that hospital bed, think of how you thought when they was in that bed. But it was just y'all huddled up. When it was just y'all and the nurse keep coming in. If you ain't never been through these experiences, you don't know what it is to lose somebody. And then when you come out that hospital, you have a change of light and you look at people different and you appreciate them for who they are. Because a lot of people, just like those courts, they don't have family to fill those rooms when you get hurt. And they sit there and they form a bond with those nurses. And you realize, when I get out of here, I'm going to do something with my life. I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to try to touch somebody so they won't end up in here. It's the same type of energy you have to take in everything you do, whether it's a musician, entertainment. And then they look at you like you crazy because they realize you don't want to be a rapper. You don't want to be a movie star. You don't want to be, the only star you are is the one from God. So they look at, oh, why are you talking like this? Oh, no, I'm not trying to stop what you got going. I'm trying to add to what you got going. So maybe if you could take a little bit of this, you can kind of uplift the youth and the people around you. Maybe your family that might have been misguided. But people look at it like, oh, no, he's this. No, it's not about that. For a few dollars, you think I'm making millions on YouTube? Are you serious? No, I'm pouring my heart out because I've been through certain situations where I said, you know what, he's slipping. You can't do that. You can't, God can't put you in a good position and then you just do with it, whatever you got to do with it and hurt people with it. You can't do that. No. Your parents didn't realize that. They didn't tell you that God is real. These guys walk around here saying, oh, I'm God, I'm this, I'm that, and they never even pick up a Bible. Their Bibles have more dust on it. If you scraped it off it, you could package it up and sell it. I'm telling you. Around me, behind me is books. And yeah, you can also learn from a lot of other things too. You can learn from experience. But the experiences these people are telling you guys, they're coming from a standpoint where they turn out to be the hero in the end. Sometimes you ain't the hero. Sometimes you're the victim again. You're the victim again. And you got to get over that same hurdle. So what do we do? What do? We do it. We do what we got to do. We do what we got to do. Don't let these people fool you out here and change your minds. You see, the people like Diddy and these guys have been long time demons, y'all. They were demons for years. We just never knew it. So when he walked around and prancing and taking from people and hurting these people, it's the reason why how karma circles and finds its way. They had to take him up to $1 billion so 1 billion people can see this and learn from it. The biggest lesson of hip hop. And now they got him in talks with the Tupac and all this stuff. You see that? Right now, Biggie's up there like, man, Miss Wallace said it though. If you West Indian, you already know. If your parents always tell you, I don't like that person. Once they say that, they always right. They always right. I don't care how much money he gave you. Miss Wallace said it's something, I don't like that guy. That guy, that puffy guy. And that's the same guy that ended up taking her son's life. And no matter how me and you love Biggie Smalls music, it's nothing you can tell that lady because she knows from the beginning that man came with bad energy. Look at Diddy, look through Diddy's eyes, it's black, hollow. You can stare through the back of him. He was already gone. No matter what we think, he's fighting right now. But you think, man, if Diddy, think about it. If he came out, what he'll do? Back on the drugs? Because that lifestyle is equipped with that type of thing, you know, numbness. They want to numb themselves through this whole situation, but you can't numb yourself out of this one. You can't numb yourself out of this one. You was the toughest thing at one time, the biggest thing at one time. But as we know it, you got too big for your own bridges. So you guys, man, I love you guys. I'm gonna be dropping a video this weekend, and it's on bad parenting, and you guys can always check back with me. I love y'all, man, because y'all tune in and y'all absorb this energy, and I realize that, you know, me putting out, just being more open to the people, being as truthful as I can be, and just telling it from the way I know it, it seems to connect with people, because I see your comments, and I know that you guys y'all want to see people out there. You don't want to wake up every day and see your favorite artists going through these types of situations, and you want to identify this stuff before it even goes down. So you're like, should I invest my time into this person? Because when they crash out, it's going to hurt me too. You got to be aware of that. Your life is your life. Don't let anybody else tell you or love it for you. You have to love your life. When it comes to Christmas and all these holidays, just because you might not maybe be able to buy a whole bunch of gifts, like social media is going to be showing us gifts piled up to this phone, it doesn't mean anything. You get your own little sanction. You get your own little space, your own little peace of mind. And that'll be the biggest gift ever from God to you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to tune in what y'all got going. I'll be supporting everybody. So around the holidays, I'm going to be keeping your spirit up. I ain't going to let you go through it like this, all right? Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy, Mickey Fenty, a.k.a. Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love.